Have you ever wondered which countries are really calling the shots in 2025? Not just rich countries, but the ones shaping your apps, your food, your future, and even your weekends. We're counting down the top 20 strongest economies in the world, based on the most recent 2025 data, and revealing jaw-dropping facts you've probably never heard before. Let's go. Number 1, United States, GDP over $28 trillion, still the king. Why? Because America controls the world's tech, entertainment, and military dominance. Think Netflix, iPhones, AI, Google Maps, yeah, that's all American. And here's a hidden fact. The US military budget alone is bigger than the entire economy of Switzerland. And in 2025, it officially became the first country to have over 100,000 AI-based companies registered. Number 2, China, GDP, around $18.7 trillion, the world's manufacturing machine, and now an AI superpower. China owns more than 1/3 of the world's rare earth metals, which are critical for electric vehicles and smartphones. Also, fun fact, China's high-speed rail network could wrap around the Earth twice if stretched end-to-end. Number 3, Japan, GDP over $4.5 trillion. Don't let its size fool you. Japan is a quiet economic ninja. It leads the world in robotics and battery tech. Here's something few people know. Japan produces over 50% of the world's advanced semiconductors used in AI chips. And vending machines, there's one for every 23 people in Japan. Crazy, right? Number 4, Germany, with a GDP of $4.3 trillion, it's known as the engineering capital of the world. From cars to machines to green energy, Germany keeps Europe running. In 2025, Germany became the largest producer of green hydrogen in Europe. And even though it's rich, more than 55% of its citizens rent their homes. Home ownership, not a priority here. Number 5, India. With a GDP that just passed $4 trillion, India is the youngest major economy. Over 65% of its population is under 35. It's also the global capital for IT services and space innovation. This year, India became the first country to land a rover on the south pole of the moon, and at a tiny fraction of NASA's cost. Number 6, United Kingdom. With a GDP of $3.5 trillion, despite Brexit, the UK holds strong with banking, creative industries and tech. Fun fact, London alone has more billionaires than Paris, Berlin and Rome combined. And in 2025, the UK became Europe's largest tech investor, beating Germany for the first time. Number 7, France, GDP $3.3 trillion. Luxury, agriculture and energy drive France forward. Here's a flex. France has the most UNESCO World Heritage Sites in the EU and is also the most visited country in the world, even in the post-COVID era. Oh, and baguettes, protected by law since 2023 under national heritage. Number 8, Brazil, GDP $2.1 trillion. Brazil isn't just football and beaches, it's a commodities powerhouse, iron, soy and energy. In 2025, Brazil became the largest exporter of green coffee beans and surpassed Canada in lithium exports. Over 85% of its electricity comes from renewable sources, mostly hydro. Number 9, Italy, GDP $2.2 trillion. Style, cars, food, tourism. Italy prints culture and cash. Here's a fun one. Italy has more luxury car brands per capita than any country. Ferrari, Lamborghini, Maserati. And Milan, it just became Europe's fashion capital, dethroning Paris in 2025 for global fashion events. Number 10, Canada, GDP $2.4 trillion. Resource-rich, stable and high-tech. But did you know Canada now produces more clean energy per capita than any G7 country? Also, it's the largest exporter of maple syrup, obviously. But 2025 saw Canada exporting maple-based skincare. Yes, skincare. Number 11, Russia, GDP $2 trillion. Despite sanctions and conflicts, Russia's natural resources keep its economy alive. It's still Europe's biggest energy supplier. Here's a wild stat. Russia spans 11 time zones and touches 14 countries. That's more neighbors than any other nation. Number 12, South Korea, GDP $1.9 trillion. Samsung, K-pop, and ultra-fast internet. South Korea is small but mighty. In 2025, it became the first country with nationwide 6G pilot zones, and nearly 100% of homes have high-speed fiber internet. Let that sink in. Number 13, Australia, GDP $1.8 trillion. Rich in iron, gold, and real estate, Australia's economy is resource-heavy but clean. It just committed to becoming net zero by 2035, ahead of most countries. And here's a weird one. In 2025, Australia had more kangaroos than people, again. Number 14, Mexico, GDP $1.7 trillion. Manufacturing giant and nearshoring champion. In 2025, Tesla opened its biggest gigafactory outside the US right here. Also, Mexico is now the world's top beer exporter. Yes, even more than Germany. Number 15, Spain, GDP $1.6 trillion, tourism, energy and food. Spain is a sunny economic force. Guess what? Spain leads Europe in solar power output, overtaking Germany in 2025. And it produces the most olives in the world. So yes, your olive oil probably came from Spain. Number 16, Indonesia. With a GDP of $1.5 trillion, Indonesia is the economic dragon of Southeast Asia. With over 17,000 islands and a booming tech scene, it's growing fast. It just launched Southeast Asia's first high-speed train between Jakarta and Bandung. Number 17, Saudi Arabia, with a GDP of $1.4 trillion. Oil money? Sure. But now it's investing in the future. The NEOM project is halfway built, a $500 billion megacity in the desert. In 2025, Saudi Arabia also became a top 5 investor in clean hydrogen. Number 18, Turkey. With a GDP of $1.3 trillion, Turkey stands at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, making it a titan in trade and tourism. Here's a tasty fact. 70% of the world's hazelnuts come from Turkey. Basically, Nutella is Turkish. Number 19, Netherlands. With a GDP of $1.2 trillion, this small, efficient and powerful nation is the world's second largest exporter of food, and it's smaller than West Virginia. Also, Dutch engineers are now exporting their flood prevention tech to protect cities like New York and Jakarta. Number 20, Switzerland. With a GDP of $1.1 trillion, this country is known for banks, precision and peace. But did you know Switzerland has no official capital? Bern is just a federal city. Also, it ranked number 1 in global innovation output for the 13th year in a row. These countries don't just have money, they have vision, influence and momentum. And now that you know the facts, which country impressed you the most? Let us know in the comments, smash that like button and subscribe for more global deep dives that they never teach you in school.